Sorry, I just realized that my mic wasn't on. But anyway, hi. Hi. So I decided to do this live because I didn't want to make discuss on a live, but I'm super excited because I was on X/Twitter and found a bunch of information about the new game. And I thought that I would share it with you guys because some of you may not have Twitter/X/Twitter, whatever you want to call it, but I have information for the new game. So if you want to play Dragon Age the Veilguard, this is a good way to be fully aware of what's going to happen. And I have put the handles here in my document happen. And I have put the handles here in my document so that I can tell you where it comes from, like what information I got from where. So it's going to be a little scattered because it's from different places, but I'm going to try my hardest to kind of keep it cohesive. Um, and I'm not going to be able to tell you in depth like what each thing means because I'm not the person that wrote about it, but here's what we have so far. These are literally like bulleted is how you say it. So this info is coming from Andaratea on Twitter, on X. The level cap for the game is going to be at 50. We're not going anything above apparently. Which is fine. I feel like a lot of games do that now, so I'm okay with that. The full skill tree is unlocked early in progression, so I guess what we saw for the gameplay trailer was a little too early. So we may not have seen everything that we get because if I remember correctly, it didn't look very big. Each companion has 5 core abilities, so I'm assuming that wheel, the ability wheel, gets bigger, branches out maybe a little more than what we saw. Not 100% sure how they're going to put that together, but I'm super excited regardless. One of the warrior class specializations is called Reaper, and the character Balara is a mage. So those are some cool bits of information from that individual. Now this one is going to be really long. This was a long post that I saw that had all of this information, but I feel like it's the most in-depth one that I've seen. And this comes from Shinobi602. These are all going to be from X. So if you want to find them, those are their handles. So they mentioned that this game is going to be coming to PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC in fall of this year. Obviously, we've talked about that already. And the console's quality and performance modes are going to be at 60 FPS, which I feel isn't that pretty normal though to have it at 60 FPS? I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like that would be kind of normal. Photo mode is confirmed. So for those of you that like to take pictures of your Inquisitor or your Inquisitor, wow, I'm going back, who want to take pictures of Rook, I put them maybe on like Tumblr or your X account, whatever you have a way to do so easily. This is a fully offline single player game, no EA account linking, and no microtransactions. So those of you that were worried that there would be microtransactions, we don't have to stress out about it anymore. Thank God, because I did not want to have to deal with that. You can play as a human, elf, dwarf, or Kunari, so just like Inquisition, which I'm very happy that they brought that back because a lot of us liked the Kunari route. And I like to try different things, so I think it'll be fun to try the different races each time you play. So you can choose your backstory, There's 6 factions that you can choose from when you create your character, and they're all with deep roots in Thetis. So we're gonna have the Antivan Crows, the Grey Wardens, Shadow Dragons, Veil Jumpers, Lords of Fortune, and the Morn Watch. Some of these I have not heard of because I feel like they may have possibly been in comics or books that I've not read. So most of these I've never heard of before, except for Antivan Crows and Grey Wardens, of course. But I'm excited to see like what each one is like. So I might try and do this multiple times. Each faction offers 3 distinct buffs each, such as being able to hold an extra potion or do extra damage against certain enemies, and the odd reference in dialogue. So it'll kind of be like Inquisition, how if you were, what was it? If you were like part of the royal family, or not royal, but like a rich family, a well to do family, you could talk to it about Josephine or with Josephine. Like you had a special dialogue option. My the way I'm wording things right now is just not good. I'm so sorry. Um you can customize your Inquisitor from Dragon Age Inquisition in the character creator and make a few key decisions that will impact how the Veilguard begins. I think this is really, really cool. It kind of reminds me of how Baldur's Gate 3 was, when you had to create your, like, I don't remember what they're called. I've only played like once. It's like a s- uh like a spiritual person. I don't know. I'm butchering it. You guys know what I'm talking about. You create another character and you create yourself. It's like that. So there's going to be some very important decisions apparently that will impact how the game begins. Super excited about it. So I cannot wait to see how that turns out. Apparently there are going to be some killer cameos from past games that show up. So obviously the Inquisitor is going to be one of them. And then Varric was one of them, and Harding, and Solus, but we don't know the others yet. I did go on IMDb and saw some voice actors that kind of spoiled it, but I don't want to spoil it for you unless you want to go look on IMDb yourself to find out. Um, there's oh sorry. Okay, so I have things for each class. So the warrior class, the rogue class, the mage class. For the warrior class, you get to use a sword and shield or two-handed weapon to send them enemies flying. For the rogue class, you get to utilize quick movement and reflexes. You can wield a bow or dual swords with powerful, precise strikes for lethal damage. And then for mage class, you get to use magic to incinerate, freeze, electrocute, and crush. Some cast from afar, while others prefer close quarters combat. Um, each class also has 3 sub-specializations, such as duelist, saboteur, or veil ranger from the rogue, or for the rogue, sorry. The classes will also have unique resource systems. For example, the rogue has something called momentum, which builds up as you land consecutive hits, and then each will always have a ranged option. So, this is good to know for future reference when it comes to fighting. Because I was really wondering what kind of stuff our classes would get, and I was kind of scared because it looked like it was hardly anything. But this is looking good. Um, One rogue momentum attack is something called a hip fire. I can't talk. A hip fire option we saw for the rogue's bow, letting you pop off arrows from the waist. Another momentum attack for the warrior lets you lob your shield at enemies. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on that's going to be fun. I think this is. I don't have any issues with the fighting style. Like a lot of people do because they're used to Origins, which I loved Origins, honestly, like, but I am not very strategic when it comes to fighting. So this was totally fine with me. Just slash and dash, basically. Um Quests are more handcrafted and mission-based, curated with alternate paths, secrets to discover, and optional content. There are also open-ended explorable areas, so that'll be fun. Um, More open world, which I personally enjoy, but a lot of people may be iffy about it. I'm not sure, but I'm going to enjoy it a lot. Um, Party size of 3 during combat, just like Mass Effect, so it's you and 2 other people. Combat is focused on real-time action, dodge, parry, counters, sophisticated animation canceling, and branching using risk-reward charge attacks designed to break away enemy armor layers. We kinda saw that in the gameplay reveal trailer. Um, it was most I mean, I guess you do it with all of them, but it showed the most, I think, with the Pride Demon at the final battle with the Pride Demon before you saw Solus. It really showed, like, how much you could chip away at those enemy armor layers. So I think that that'll be nice to have, especially with ones that have I don't know how many bars they're going to have in the end, but, um, the Pride Demon had, like I think he had 2, if I remember correctly. But hopefully that'll make it go fast. Um, Enemies have elemental weaknesses and resistances, and you can chain together elemental combos for extra damage. One example is a squad mate using a gravity well attack to suck enemies in, another slowing them down, and the player then unleashing a big AoE attack. When they say gravity well, it makes me think of Mass Effect. um, Andromeda, because we use gravity wells a lot in that game. But I would like to see this in real time. I'd like to see how you do that and where they have gravity wells. I'm very interested. Hmm. Okay, so here's one that's been kind of iffy with people. You can't take direct control of companions like you could in past Dragon Age games, but you can still pause and issue ability commands for you and your allies. So it's kind of like I mean, I'm okay with not being able to deal with them because I felt like it was too much sometimes. Um, I'm not very good at multitasking, as we can see, but a lot of people liked it. They liked that strategy-based fighting, and that's fine. But I mean, at least you can still pause and issue abilities, right? Um, they didn't take everything completely away, so you have that to lean back on, I guess. It depends on you, I guess, if you like it or not. Um, there is a hub area for the player, like Skyhold and the Normandy, and it's called the Lighthouse. I have not seen any information on where this is located or when you get it or how often you're going to be there, honestly. And I have not seen any pictures of it. So I could not add those in, but I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun, and, it's gonna be the main chill zone for you guys to, like, change, uh, allies, all kinds of stuff. Um, Companions can actually start romancing other characters if you opt to not romance them, so I think that's really cool, um, because that didn't really happen very much. The only time it happened was in it wasn't in Dragon Age, but well, did they do it in Dragon Age? I don't think they did. I think it was mostly in Mass Effect, and it was only in the 3rd one, I think, with Garrus and was it Tally? They ended up together if you didn't romance either one of them. Um, so yeah, it's not happened very much before. So this is gonna be interesting to see. Um, there are unique missions tied to each companion that play into the larger story. So make sure to do your companion quests because those are going to be important. There will be very spicy, well, not very spicy, this is a little spicy, but I'm gonna say very spicy, romance scenes. So nudity is confirmed, just like in Inquisition, there was nudity, so if you don't want people watching what you're doing, you might not wanna, be in front of other people or record. Also, I don't have it on here, but I remember it. I don't remember where I saw it, but apparently all of the characters in your party are gonna be pansexual. So you can romance any of them as a male or a female. This is something that has not happened in the Dragon Age game. And I am super excited because I was always devastated that I couldn't romance certain people in the past games because they didn't like who I was. I'm like, oh, it's so sad. But that's okay. That's okay. They're learning. We're getting into it. It's going to be so much fun. There's amazing characters in this one, and I cannot wait to get to know them. It's going to be fantastic. Okay, so there's going to be incredibly deep character creator, which is what I am most excited about. I am obsessed with character creator, and the fact that they have made it better supposedly is going to make me so happy. So, we get 5 categories, including lineage, appearance, class, faction, and playstyle. When I tell you that I about peed my pants when I first read this, I was so excited. So freaking excited. Like, this is all I've wanted from Dragon Age. And I'm so used to having my character's hair like stiff and in a ponytail or in a bun. But the more I read, you're going to hear about the hair. Dozens of hairstyles to choose from, with individual strands of hair rendered separately and reacting quite remarkably to in game physics. Guys. And I think Mike Gamble mentioned that we were going to have long, flowy hair for the first time. And I've never been so happy. It's going to be great. Also, the fact that you can choose different body sizes and shapes in the creator. This is a first for Dragon Age as well. Like, they're raising the bar even more, and that makes me so proud. I am so excited. I'm gonna be spending like an hour in character creator just like my first episode is going to just be character creator. So I hope you're ready for that. The next one is the team wanted to balance the look of the game with both light and darkness. When everything is dark, nothing really feels dark. For this one, we really wanted to build that contrast again. So they're going to let you adjust the lighting in the character creator so that you can be sure your character looks good in both. Guys, this is everything that I've wanted. Now, if they let you zoom in wherever you want to see everything perfectly, it'll be top tier. Top tier. Top tier. I can't even. Ugh, I'm so excited. Okay. Let's see. So going back to the skill tree that we had talked about, or oh, sorry, that was the abilities, but we do have a skill tree. Just putting that out there. The skill tree is apparently very vast. You can also set up specific companions with certain kits, from tackling specific enemy types to being more of a supporting healer or flexible all rounders. So, in the past, though, where I think it was Inquisition, I did it the most, where I would have like the mages do like, um, healing type. Well, one of the mages would be a healer, and then another one would be like a hard hitter, basically. Um, or if you had more than like if it was more than mages, like you had the rogue or the warrior, you would try to divvy it up as much as possible. But it depends on each person. Everybody's different. But the fact that they brought that back is very nice because we need that. Also, if you can hear my dog in the background, she is snoring. So I am so sorry if my mic picks that up. She's very loud. There are going to be tarot cards you go through during the character creation process that will let you choose decisions from past games to implement into Veilguard. So we're bringing the tarot cards back, but this is for, well, the tarot cards in the Inquisition game or in the beginning as well. It was to choose your, I think it was your class and your race. So pretty much kind of what they're talking about here. But since we don't have the keep anymore, I guess that's going to take the place of it. I don't know. But then we also use tarot cards for like the characters or I'm sorry, not the characters, the allies. When you like finished their personal quests, that we got like a special tarot card for them afterwards. So hopefully we can get that back. But this is specifically talking about character creation, so we'll see how that goes. Here's one that I'm going to be really sad about because it reminds me of Mass Effect 2. The team teases that you may lose some characters during the story. If you remember Mass Effect 2 during the like final mission, the big mission, if you did things incorrectly or if you didn't have high enough approval rate with your allies, they died. You lost them. So you better make sure you're doing the right thing in this game, guys. I'm really scared, like terrified. I don't want to lose anybody. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna grow so attached, and then if they die, I will probably sob. I will probably sob and want to just restart the whole game. That might be what happens. Okay. That was all the information from that handle. If you want me to say it again, because it was such a long thing, it's Shinobi 602 on X. These ones are way shorter. I'll probably try to accumulate more the more that we progress because the game isn't coming for a while. But the next one is from somebody we all should know and love, Gamble Mike on X. Mike Gamble, obviously. So I only got a couple things from him because he's trying not to like spoil, which totally understand. But he did specify that there will actually be blood splatter in the game because a lot of people were thinking that they took it out. It's still there. It was in the gameplay trailer. I saw it. I don't know why people were thinking that it was gone. But he like posted a picture on his X account that showed the blood and it's there. And he also mentioned that the game is just as grim as its predecessors and still has darkspawn gore and the blight involved. So darkspawn are still coming. Demons are still coming. So it's like we never left Inquisition, even though it's been years later. But darkspawn can go for a while because there's so many. So I wonder if it's like how far in the future it is. I'm not 100% sure. But that was all for Mike Gamble. The last one is from Kala Elizabeth on X. It's just one thing, and that was that the Veilguard will not be using the keep, which I mentioned earlier. It's a little sad that we're not using the keep because I love it so much, but I think it's just probably to simplify things, especially for people that have never played Dragon Age before. Maybe they're trying to kinda, I don't know, do something for people that have never played, try to make it a little easier. But I personally loved the keep. It was a fast and easy way for me to, like, put together all of my choices from previous games, but I will say it didn't have all of the choices that I made, which kind of frustrated me because then I would have to, I mean, I understand because they probably are like, "I want you to play to do the whole thing." But sometimes you just wanna be able to put it, put it in that little section and then not have to go through the whole entire game again to be able um to do those, missions and choices. So, I don't know. That one's kind of a sad thing for me, but I'm not gonna get upset about it because I'm excited with this new game. Um, that's pretty much all the information I have as of right now, and that's about a half an hour worth of information, so I'm very happy with all of the stuff that they've brought up. I cannot wait to see it in real time. Fall cannot come fast enough. I cannot talk right now. What is going on? Fall cannot come fast enough, honestly. Like, I have been waiting for this game for 10 years. 10 years. So, this is just going to be an adventure and experience. And I hope that you guys, those of you that, like, were iffy like I was in the beginning, kind of warm up to it, because after that gameplay trailer, I sure did. It looked fantastic. Um, and give it a chance. So, I hope that you guys enjoyed this little tidbit of information. I might try and do some more if I get enough information in the future, but I am super, super excited and I cannot wait to play this game with you guys when it comes out. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm gonna try and upload a video today. Another, I think it's another trailer reaction. I think so. I don't remember, but I'm in editing process right now. So look out for that. And thank you so much for your support. I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye.